it's Tessa. It has been a very long time since my last video. I think the last video I posted on YouTube was 5 months ago, and this classroom tour video that I filmed on November 3rd, 2023, and it is now Saturday, March 23rd. So it's been a while. I just haven't had the time. Like, I filmed it, I just never edited it until today. It's spring break, so that's great. Yay, yay. I wanted to just get this out because it's just been sitting for so long. It's just been a hard year. It's just been stressful. And in the video, I mentioned that I started the fall with 13 students on my caseload, which sounds so low. Like, that sounds like an amazing number. And then when I filmed it in November, I had 15 students going on 16. And right now I'm at 18. And I have a handful of students who are getting initial evaluations, and their IEP meetings are scheduled for April. So I expect to be over 20 by the end of the school year. And this is my 11th year teaching, and 20 has been my highest number of students. My maximum caseload was 20. And that was years ago at my old district. So we'll see. Even that 13 it wasn't easy because I have a handful of students with high needs. 13 sounds like a dream right now. But all my kids are making progress. It's been great. Like, it's been, for as stressful and hard as this and busy as this year has been, I'm seeing a lot of great stuff. So that's the dream. That's what we want. So I'm just trying to stay positive, keep my parents positive. Hopefully, my next video that I post will not be 5 months down the line. It will be relatively soon, maybe later this week, if all the stars align. Because I have so much stuff I have to work on, like for spring break and like vacation. We're not going anywhere. My family, we're just staying home. I'm going to be doing work because I've got so much paperwork. There's not enough time in the day to get it done. I'm at home in my office. I got this really nice fancy desk, which is really exciting. So this is a work in progress. This room has always been a work in progress. So I apologize for the mess. But yeah, so if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're not, welcome to my channel. Check out this classroom tour video, see my other videos, hang around, leave some likes, comments, questions, whatever you feel like. I try to be good and like have a list of things to talk about because I'm so bad at that. I think that's it. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye. So when students and staff enter, this is my zone's check-in board. I have everyone's name at the bottom of this poster, and I check in their zone every day. I've got strategies listed and then facial expressions with the feelings that match each zone for support. Student of the month. We have a different character trait every year or every month that classroom teachers elect students for as winners. And so I also do that in my room. And so before, a few years ago, I made this, but I had like September with the actual character trait printed on the same paper. And then the following year, we changed the order of the different character traits and we added some different ones. So last year I made a new version where those are Velcro as well. So I can always just change them and print new ones or whatever. and that works pretty well. I didn't add anything to that part of the board this year yet. I don't need anything there, so I just kind of left it so far, but I have that letter board that gets updated pretty much monthly. I started taking down the letters, but now it needs something for like Thanksgiving. Like how bright we are board. So I've got these lights up going along all of these chalkboards. This is just kind of entryway zone. I've got cordless headphones there. Lost and found bin. We're a PBIS school, so we've got like pause tickets that we use for kids for motivation, and that's my bucket kids can put in. Sharpen me, use me pencil, cups, different kinds of lined paper. My break spot. Students need a break spot and some fidgets down there. This is all math supplies, and it is organized by math area, math skill. These trays are kind of just work for Paris, so this all needs to be cut. These pages need to be sent home. So I've got a cut, copy, and laminate tray. This is just extra supplies, pencils and writing utensils and erasers when kids are back here in this part of the classroom. This is Paris supplies, but also a lot of materials that a student of mine who kind of uses my room as a self-contained model more than a resource room. The students got materials in there as well as over by the window. Got some student work up there, my Power of Yet board, my fluency strips. I've got place value posters, and those are all from 5th grade. The 5th grade team, they both teachers use those in their classrooms, and so I put those up so we can continue using the same resources across the building. Back there is sensory items, zones of regulation items, extra reading and math materials that I'm not using on a regular basis. Let's see. Like I said, student supplies. It's just my zone of positivity. Just different positive signs. That's all Play-Doh down there. And then this is zones of regulation materials in my book. So this is the trampoline. Students put their shoes on the carpet and then they set the timer. This timer is super cool. At least I think it is. This one in particular is 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. And like if I did it 60, it sets it for 60 seconds. And then it shows that on the timer. And then it beeps. And then to turn it off, you just go like that. And students know the routine. They know to take their shoes off and set the timer. Sometimes I just say, pick a time. Sometimes I say 30 seconds or shorter. Extra seating and flexible seating options. Every morning, my student who works in here a lot, under a more self-contained model, the Chromebook that they use is housed in there. And they have a work system with drawers. So first drawer, second drawer, third drawer. We've got Velcro 1, 2, and 3 to put here when they're finished. You open it up, you take the task, they do it at that back trapezoid table, and when they're done, they put completed work in there. I just call my student center. This is full of headphones. This is whiteboards. These are task boxes that only I get into, but the students never get into them, so they're pretty good about that.
Kleenex, and then this is not really labeled. That's kind of on my to-do list, but scissors, hole punchers, glue, rulers, and calculators. Something's not working. Calculators down there, and this is rulers and number lines. I'll fix that in a minute. And then I've got different erasers to use as math manipulatives. And so this should actually go in here. Yeah, I'll fix that in a minute. That's all teacher zone. So I got that red Velcro strip down, my stop signs. Yeah, it's just kind of a whole mess. But that's my zone. My heart word board. And I've got like the most common words that we come across when reading and working in here up there. And those are pretty cool. So it's got the different colors for the sound and the hearts for when it's a part of the word we need to remember by heart. And then I made this, like using these cards that I found, I made this as kind of like a key. My front whiteboard, a few little posters for reminders. I've just been putting the date up there. I have a thing where if a student notices that I did not update that date or this date on my desk, they get a pause ticket, and they're super excited when they realize that I didn't update them. This is the half moon table. This is where I work with students. My 12 drawer cart, which at some point will be labeled, but each drawer has a purpose. Reading and math supplies, pretty much. I have some games in there that we use every once in a while. I did end up, I don't know if you noticed from a previous video, I had this blue 3-drawer bin with red handles that I didn't really like very much because all my other 3-drawer systems are all white. So I ended up getting a new white one and putting writing supplies in that. And then my student uses the blue one for their work system, which works pretty well because there's been a few times where like all of these things are pretty light, and sometimes he uses a lot of force to close a drawer, and not even like if he's just angry, just on accident. That has fallen off a few times, and actually that fell off yesterday. And so this one's actually kind of busted up, and he felt really bad about it at the time, but so that's fine. I'm glad this one is the one that's getting beat up on. So if I have to replace it, then I'll replace it with a nice clean white one. Over here is my curriculum zone. So I've got post-it notes on all the baskets telling me the groups that those materials go with. And then I've got some extras on top here. Those are my 2 bins of eraser manipulatives. That's where I store the rest of them. I just have that one bin in there. And a few students have their own like little containers or Ziploc bags of them that they have chosen to use. But that's where the rest of them live. And that's extra copies for work pages for the curriculum that I use. So this is my library, which I love. I just love my library. I just love the colors. I think it's just comfortable. The kids like it. I've got 2 bins of books down here. Books up here. I use AR, accelerated reader here, so it's all based on AR levels. Sorry, it's really fuzzy. There we go. This is the same. My Boggle board and my Let's Get Lost canvas. Uncomfortably close to each other. But I just haven't moved it, and I don't really know what to do with the rest of the space. So I haven't really made that a big to-do. My highest leveled books. I used to have higher leveled books past 5th grade, but I don't have students who can read past 5th grade, and most of my students can't read 4th or 5th grade level books either. So I determined I just didn't need those extra books, and so I either gave them away or they're in my free book box. I have a specific student who has their own reward system, and so their rewards are back there. This is where I keep all my games and fun stuff. That's all back here, as well as up here. And up in these cabinets, I've got some more like sensory items and games. Back here, this blue area that is Velcroed off is just kind of like a sensory break zone for kids. Sometimes kids just like to read in here too. They'll sit there to read a book. Back here is sensory tools and extra things with my Legos. I call it a sensory sock. And then I've got some weighted animals and weighted vest. And this is my maker space, so things kids build with the brain flakes or the cubes, or last year a lot of kids used the Lego, so there were just Lego creations here and here. First aid kit, lots of Band-Aids, another padded spot kids can sit in. Pretty much these cabinets are mostly filled with curriculum, either that I'm currently using, I'm just not using like those particular books or that level, or some curriculum that I'm not using. It's just old, but I don't want to get rid of it in case I need it. How do you feel? That's from the little spot of emotion set. Some different toys and things to play with. The kids have a break. This is my reward wall. So I give a sticker to students every day for following expectations in my classroom. And Friday is buy day, so they can buy things here with their stickers. So 5 stickers, 10 stickers, 15. And actually last year I had them going up to 20. And I just lowered prices this year, which kids were pretty excited about. And if I run out of something, then I try to refill it. So like I've got more Play-Doh to add. I just brought out more of these squishies here. I have a student who loves slab bracelets. Like that's all I buy. Bouncy balls, chapstick. I have a lot of kids who like the flavored chapstick. I need to add something in the empty one now. Right here is where my students' baskets and bins are. So I actually have 3 shelves here, and each shelf has 3 student baskets, but I'm just going to show you this top part because I don't want to show the rest of the names. But so each student, when they come in, they check in their zone and they grab their basket with their name on it. So you can see I've got little rings with their names hanging on the other side. And they take their baskets and their materials to their learning space for that period. So usually it's with me at that table. Sometimes a para will work with students back here, so they will take their items there. And then these are for my 5th graders. So this year I decided to give the 5th graders less responsibility for holding on to materials and things. And it actually worked out because it just opens up more space in the shelves too for more students. So I started the fall with 13 students and I'm at 15, and I'm probably going to get a 16th within the next month. And that student will be a 5th grader, so they will probably just get one of those as well. So, and there's a few students who don't have academic goals with me, so they don't actually have a basket. So that saves on space as well. But anyone with academic goals gets a bin or a basket. And this system has been working pretty well because last year all my students had a basket. But like I've said in the previous videos, I have a few who just lose pencils. They just can't hold on to their pencils. Or if I say, get your book out, it's this whole process where they pretend they can't get the book, and it's just much easier if I just provide things for them, and it goes by much more efficiently. I had birthdays up here last year for all my students and the staff who would come in my room, and I decided to just not put them up this year because sometimes when kids would be on the trampoline, they'd accidentally like peel them off or something. And I just thought it wasn't needed, and it makes it look a little less busy. So yeah, that's my room. It's really cozy. I really like my room. This fall, I was really hoping to change it up and update it in more ways than I did, but it works this way, so that's fine.